Hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of What If the Continents and Oceans Were Switched. And let's go ahead and start the video. And we're going to start off with a pretty big event happening after, I believe it was called the First War of, I think it was the First Revolt War. But, now we're going to look at the reconquest of all these countries here. Or most of them at least, which is going to be happening right now. So first, the Lime team will be moving in to this country up here in the north. They will be barely moving in at first, only occupying what they claim to be their land from the peace treaty. But eventually they declare full-on war, and they just, move into the land. Not too big of a deal. And they just start moving around. Yeah, there aren't really any major cities in this country. Oh, well, actually there are quite a few. But, they will take two of these, and then, they are going to occupy most of this. Then, at the same time, of course they're going to get supplies from their other alliance countries. At the same time, they're going to declare war on this country right here. And, they won't immediately capture the capital. They will capture this major city right by it, and then eventually the capital will fall. And, yeah, these two major cities are pretty close. But, they'll go ahead and take a few more cities around this area. Until eventually, they draft a peace treaty with both of them that will be centered in this red country over here. And here is our peace treaty. Starting off, we can see that, up here in the northern country, they take all of this land. Well, some little spots right here. That spot up there. And down here in the smaller country, they take all of this, which is quite a lot. And now the countries are just reduced down to this much land. And as soon as this ends, we also see the Lime team buying this little province here. So now they extend all the way over here, back over to the west. Next, down here, the purple team will be declaring war on this little purple country here, or the pink team declares war on them. And they march their troops in, as well as a lot of peach team troops are kind of funding this whole exhibit. And their main plan, so I think I'm going to start doing kind of like battle plans like Aegis Pro started doing. Okay, they're cool. But they want to move their troops into the capital area mostly, in this area, as well as just all this area over here. And then after they reach the capital, you're going to want to branch out and take this major city, and then move over to this one, and this one. And after that, it should be surrendered by then. So let's see if it works. So the start of the invasion goes fine. They move their troops in over here, and they even advance toward the capital and take a second major city. But a surprise event happens as the South Africans march their troops in as well, leading over to here. And to help you guys visualize it, gunpowder has been around for about 150 years now. They have made kind of like guns, like early guns. They probably have muskets right now. That's kind of the age we're in. Around the year maybe 18,050, approaching the 19,000s. So we're pretty close to modern history, but we still have a lot more land that needs to be found. So actually, yeah, I'm gonna say we're around the year 17,050 actually. And as we know, we already had one big war called the Great War, which won't be World War I. But the South Africans marched their troops in, and now the battle plan has become to race the South Africans to get everywhere. So they marched a ton of troops in, and they encircled a ton of troops here, like 20,000. It's a very big encirclement. And that was the whole military of these guys. So they pretty much fall after that, and yeah, the military down here is just non-existent. So South Africans trying to march their way up towards the more populated areas around the capital city, but they're quickly shut off by them, and that just falls over like this, where we can see the peace treaty. And here's the peace treaty. We see South Africa actually getting a ton of land out of this. And the pink team getting a lot of land out of this. And these guys will spit back out. Is this their color? Well, definitely wasn't that. Kind of like this. We'll change it to that. But these guys spat back out, and nothing really changes about them. Now we need to move on to the next country. And now we have the Mediterranean country invading into this country right here. And it goes pretty clean. They didn't really need help from their alliance, which is the only alliance that's really attacking. There are three major alliances, of course. The Cyan Team's Alliance, the Mediterranean and Peach Team's Alliance. And that's pretty much it. But, yeah, they take all this land, and actually the green team here will occupy this area up here. And the peace treaty is as follows. They each take that little piece of land, and that's it. So, now we have, that's really all the people are going to expand. The other alliance, the Trapezoid Alliance, does not want to expand. They feel they don't want to, basically. They think expanding back into these old lands will just create them more stability, that kind of stuff. So they're just gonna kind of leave it alone. Maybe when they're more stable, they can. And of course, the 3-Point Star Alliance is not really gonna do anything. But they may try to jump at these countries down here and some of these countries up here. And now we see another major alliance forming between some pretty major countries. We see it started by these guys over here, this purple team over here, and some people quickly join it, like this guy up here will join. And yeah, it's made between that guy and a few others, including the yellow team right here. We see this team join, and quickly a lot of countries start to join. And this is like an anti-colonialism pact between a lot of these countries. So all of these countries joined for now, and up here we see even more joining. We see that one and that one joining, as well as this one. But yeah, it's a pretty big alliance. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 13, I think. 13 countries in it, which is the biggest alliance so far. And this does pretty good at stopping more expansion. So I'll have to see more of that next episode. Now, we need to move on to some expansion. Because over down here in the South Pacific, we're going to get a lot of new countries. One of, in fact, is going to be started around this island over here, and they're going to quickly branch out to some of these other islands over here. But they will quickly become very big. That country formed. We also see the purple team over here taking some land and another country being formed. Soon enough, we see even more countries down here, like this giant one here. And we will be seeing a lot more expansion from these guys in the next episode. Moving on to Colombia, they're going to be expanding some more, but they're going to be taking it a little bit slower now, by this time anyway. And they're going to be expanding down the coast here of the South American Ocean, and there's some very good land down here. Like, it's amazing. So much though that we're going to see them expand probably something like this down to here. And eventually we may see even more from here in the next episode, including a Peruvian country. In this, we also see the blue team buying back the land that the Colombians had on their side of the Panama River kind of thing. And so that does lose the Colombians a little bit of their economics. But they are still very rich, as trade between this area right now in the South American Sea is very popular. The trade route, which we haven't used in a long time, expanding into South America and North America. And yeah, this is probably definitely going to be one of the last times we see the trade route. But enough on that. And for our next event, the Mediterranean country will be selling these provinces right here over to the yellow team. They weren't doing too good. They were being very kind of rowdy. They weren't, they were pretty much an open rebellion, so they just kind of sold away the provinces that mattered the most, but retained control over the Lake of Cyprus for the most part. Well, not Cyprus, the Lake of Crete. But, now we have one more event of the day. The final event is a splitting up of South Africa. When I say splitting up, I mean splitting up. So in terms of weakest to strongest, the Lime team is probably up at the top, probably around tied with this pinkish team. But let's let the games begin. And starting off in the north, the purple team is just going to invade and connect up with this area, this land, all of this area. And this area kind of quickly falls over to the surrounding powers on each side. And the Cyan team here will even get a little bit of stuff. And the Cyan team is rebellion too. But eventually it'll fall over to these guys. And then fighting will start in between them as the light yellow team will move into this land over here and start attacking this guy over here. They'll start attacking up through here. And they'll move up into this area, but this area is pretty strong, so it will hold it back and invade into this area more. Until we got the front line looking about like this. The Cyan team here is a pretty big obstacle to the Lime team. But unfortunately for them, the Lime team is stronger, and they'll move up, surrounding this capital city, taking all the coast. And a very big event, these guys are becoming very popular. They take the capital city and this major city down here, as well as start to link up with their other rebellion, which they do complete, but not before the pink and gold teams have something to say about this. The gold team is getting very popular down here in the south, as a lot of these areas kind of join up with them. And they will also invade into this land that the Lime team has occupied. Lime team will remain holding out in this area, as well as moving into this area down here, down south. And this is definitely the most popular one by far. But looking over here at these guys, the pink team and the blue team are pretty similar. So they decide that they're just gonna mix. They're gonna become one big thing. And that makes it probably the second strongest. They don't have any territory over there to the left. But these guys are becoming very popular as they quickly move out into this northern area and start taking all of this stuff here and all around this land. But of course, they won't get all of it. Some of it will go over to the gold team, and some will go over to this light red rebellion, who isn't that strong, but they will hold up for themselves. Now, the green teams, well, now the green team's next step, lime green team's next step plan, is to conquer this pink team, as they know they're the biggest threat. So they will move into these areas, and it will retain connection, but eventually this team will push back and take a lot of the land, and eventually the government just surrenders at this point. There are too many groups in this country, and the big thing is they are united under one religion. The religion map isn't the most updated, but they are united under one religion, which is definitely very strange considering all these different groups. After a bit more fighting, they will come to a peace treaty, and it will look something like this. Okay, this is a lot, so we're going to start with the left side. This purple team is going to get a ton of land. All of this, that. All of this land over here. And, that pixel. And this right here. So they will get a lot, and the lime team will lose all this land. Over here, all this land over here goes over to this country right here, which is just by themselves. So that's for their stuff on the left. They're way more popular over there. These guys get all that land over here. But yeah, the rest of this goes over to the gold team. And all of that will too. Hopefully this is right. It looks right. Meanwhile, a lime team will get all of this land. Yes, all of this. For now, this is like the main basis of the treaty. It's not finished yet. I still have the left to do. But for now, this is the treaty. Okay, I think this is about it. But this team right up here, this whatever color this is, gets all of this land right here, including these little pieces. This team right here will get that province. Not very much, but, it's okay. These guys will get all of this land right here, and their northern part will get all of that, including these two pieces. And, I'm not really sure what to do with this right here, so I think I'll give it over to this team right here. Actually, we'll just create an entirely new country. Here is the peace treaty, and as you can see, there aren't many major cities, so I think we will be adding some more right now, because some of these countries can't function without more major cities, and the main one, I think, the two winners are definitely the lime team and the purple team over here. But now we need to divide up more territory. All three of these countries under this pink team right here, this thingy right here, were split up into this country, of course, this the gray one, and this little blue one. And now we need to go ahead and give all these guys their capital cities. And here is our divided up South Africa, and it is looking very good. But this is where I will see you in the next episode. If you enjoyed today's episode, share your support. Might be a shorter one, don't know. I'll check the recording. But I will see you in the next video. Bye.